Joining us now to discuss these latest developments and to share the voice of the faithful in Ukraine is Archbishop Borys Gudziak, Archbishop of the Ukrainian Catholic Archeparchy of Philadelphia. Your Excellency, thanks for joining us. This week marked 1,000 days since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. I first just want to get your reaction to this somber milestone.
There's great pain and great wounds in our people, in our church. At the same time, there's great gratitude. Most observers internationally, and particularly Putin, thought Ukraine would fall in a matter of 3 days or 3 weeks. And now 3 years later, the people still keep standing, defending their God-given dignity, their freedom, their democracy. And so it is a time of mourning. Hundreds of thousands of people have been killed. Over 60,000 people have amputations. 15,000 miles of roads have been destroyed. 4,000 schools, 2,000 hospitals, millions, 14 million people displaced. So there's great suffering, great trauma, which will be lasting. But there is also the sense of courage and gratitude for God's graces that Russia has not occupied all of Ukraine and that the country is still free.
And what was a major development this week? With about 2 months left in office, U.S. President Biden authorized the first use of U.S.-applied long-range missiles by Ukraine for strikes inside of Russia. From your perspective, how significant of a development is that?
Well, I'm not a military expert, and I want peace and a just peace, and that's what all Ukrainians want, first of all. But as long as Putin continues a genocidal war, it's important to be able to defend yourself. If you go into a subway and see some old lady being beaten up, you're going to go defend her. And that's the basic reflex in Ukraine. It's just that simple. They don't want anything Russian. They don't want anything from the Russians. Just leave us alone. Let us live. Let us breathe. And the problem has been that the help for Ukraine has been kind of partial. Well, we'll help you not lose, but we don't really want you to win. And we will dictate in this boxing match that you will not be able to use your left arm. It's going to be tied behind your back. And we're actually going to announce that before the next round. So it's been, a lot of people have died because Ukraine has not had the instruments to protect itself. And it needs to protect itself because a Russian occupation is equivalent to genocide and war crimes, as history has shown and as the last 3 years have demonstrated.
As you well know, here in the U.S., we're in the midst of this presidential transition. Can you give us a sense, how are Ukrainians feeling about President-elect Donald Trump's upcoming term in office? And do you have a message for the president-elect as it relates to future action he might take on Russia and Ukraine?
Well, I had a chance to chat very briefly with President Trump before the election, and I encouraged him to go there immediately. And I think if he went now before the inauguration, for example, with a group of religious leaders on a humanitarian mission, he would see for himself what is happening on the ground. It is very difficult for us to understand, what's going on in Indonesia, China, in Peru, because we don't know it, we don't see it. But everybody that has gone to Ukraine, cardinals, political leaders, humanitarian workers, people who were skeptical, people that knew a lot, all came out knowing much, much more and understanding more deeply what's happening. So I would encourage President Trump to go to Ukraine. That would be a news story. We know he likes news stories. But I think much more importantly, it would be a base on which to build a policy for the future.
Can you share, did President-elect Trump seem receptive to that invitation to travel to Ukraine?
He listened. I must say he was attentive. There were 1,400 people in the room. It was at the Al Smith dinner. So it was not the place for, a long, calm interchange of ideas. But I wrote him a letter about it afterwards. And I've shared this hypothesis with certain leaders in the church, and they all think it's a good idea.
Well, we'll continue to monitor that. Your Excellency, you frequently travel to and from Ukraine. Can you give us an update as to how the faithful in Ukraine are holding up? How are our Catholic brothers and sisters doing there?
So it's important to know that in eastern Ukraine, where the Russians have occupied parts of 3 regions, the public life of the Catholic Church has been virtually extinguished. There's no Ukrainian Catholic priest functioning there now, and a couple of priests who were abducted and tortured for 18 months, who were freed in the summer, are really, they show the scars of what Russian captivity is like. For Catholics, it should be clear that Russian occupation means the extinguishing of our normal church life. And that has been happening for 300 years during different periods of Russian colonization and imperial growth. So Catholics are staying together. Bishops and priests are in place, serving the people, celebrating the sacraments, announcing the good news, but also very much engaged in humanitarian work, helping those that have lost their homes, their possessions, distributing clothing, food, fostering medical care, Caritas, which is Catholic Charities of Ukraine. There's an Eastern Catholic and Roman Catholic Caritas organization, and they are doing tremendous work. Very importantly, the Church reminds people of their God-given dignity, the fact that the Lord is with them, that every hair on their head is counted, that we have lived through even more harrowing experiences. During World War II, between the Nazis and the Soviets, 6 to 7 million residents of Ukraine were killed, and the whole country was devastated. Ukrainians know they've lived through the crucifixion and have resurrected in the past. So the Church announces this Paschal Kerygma. We carry our cross, and God will give us life.
Amen.
Very important for the people of Ukraine.
Absolutely. Your Excellency, we thank you for joining us and for bringing us the voice of the people in Ukraine as well. Archbishop Gudziak, thank you.
I want to thank all the people for praying, advocating, staying informed, and for helping. Please continue.
Amen. We'll keep up those prayers. Archbishop, thank you.